Oh, it's go time. Good morning, everybody on the West Coast. Good afternoon, everybody here on the East Coast. Welcome to another live edition, episode number 2 of season 2. We are back better than ever. I'm Aaron Phillips, anchoring from Virginia Beach, a waterlogged Virginia Beach, Virginia. And of course, the head honcho, the numero uno, the head cheese, Doc Val. How are you, my friend?
Aloha. You know, I am better than I should be. It's amazing going on out here. It was 100 degrees yesterday, and I hear about your waterlogged, and I keep going, where is my rain?
Trust me, if I can bottle some of it up, my friend, I'd be shipping it out there, because I have seen more rain in the last 5 weeks than I have in about 5 years there in Las Vegas. As a matter of fact, for the month of July, this area is 5 inches ahead of June of last year, and they get about 42 inches of rain a year here in the Virginia, Norfolk area. So, and up and down. Yesterday's 107 with heat indexes. Today we'll be lucky if we get out of the mid 80s today, temperature-wise. But there's that humidity, 90 some odd percent, that'll go, it just chokes you when you walk out.
Well, it just makes your hair all curl up, you know?
Well, it does. And I had to shave it before getting on today because it was getting a little unruly. So I shaved. Good morning, John Brummer. Good to see you. Diane Anthony, Chuggy, good morning out there. We appreciate it. Everything is good. So before we get to our guest, before I introduce her, what's been going on with you the last week?
You know, this past week has been a catch-up week. And because it's been so exciting going to Icon the week before and working with people out at Key Club International Convention, it's really hard to get stuff done when you're so far away. Yep. And I'm so thankful to Victor Chan and the Key Clubbers that set up our table. It was one of the most popular tables at Key Club International. So I was like, yay.
Right on.
Absolutely. And so I've also been following the golden rule, which is, you know, you need to stop and take a look at yourself, take a look at what you're doing. Since this was a brand new season, I said, okay, what do I need to do to make sure Val's 100%? So I'm checking off the boxes.
All right. Yeah. I know our guests will love to hear that, and we'll get to her in a few seconds here.
But what have you been doing? I heard that you joined somebody's club.
Yes, this past, what is today? Friday, Wednesday, I guess. I mean, the days here are nuts too. Wednesday, I decided to start my trek around the world of Kiwanis clubs here in the local area. There were 2. First visit was to the Kiwanis Club of Chesapeake, Virginia here, which is they meet about 10 miles from where I am up the road there. Richard Pippin is the international trustee for the Capital District out here, a la what Gary Graham does for Cal Neva back there. And as it works out, that's also the home club of a dear friend of yours and her husband, right? Yes. Doreen. Well, I forgot her husband's name. I'm blanking.
Doreen and Steve. They were part of my Marina home club. And
there you go.
When they moved, we almost fell apart because they were so pivotal to our club. Sure. And so I hope you love them as much as I do.
Oh, my God. You know, it was funny when I walked up. The restaurant didn't open until 7. The meeting starts at 7:15. So I got there a few minutes early, and there were members congregating out on the curb out there, and they were just chatting. The minute I walked up, everybody was, hello, hey, how are you? Da, 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 da. And Doreen was one of the first people that walked up to me. And it took me a second, I have to admit, to make the connection. Once we started talking, I'm like, oh, duh, on the inside. She was great. Her husband, Steve, that's why we took a picture at the end that I sent to you. So you see that it did actually happen. But it was great. It was, I was very comfortable there. I'm still going to go pay a visit to the Virginia Beach Club. Their president there was a former TV broadcaster locally. So I have to go rub elbows with Mr. Flanagan over there. But yeah, very excited. So I'm back on track. But of course, I'm still part of Cal Neva. Yes, I still have a Rose Float Kiwanis Club membership. I still have the Literacy Club membership. So I may not be there in body. I'm certainly there in spirit. And as always, it's good to be part. And I'm glad to have found a home. Good morning, Mr. Andy's out there. Douglas. How are you, Douglas? Good to see everybody out there. Everybody checking in. All right. As always, just a quick reminder, if you're watching us here on Facebook, you know where to find us, Kiwanis Connects. You also have the WWDB TV Las Vegas Facebook page. You can also catch us on YouTube, Kiwanis Connects, or just the WWDB TV channel. And of course, you have Roku. Download the WWDB TV network to Roku. And not only can check out the plethora of options of Kiwanis Connect shows that are on there, but the whole plethora of many more shows, including some new ones that a big birdie has told me are now on the air, and you will enjoy them all. 702-992-3207 is the studio line. If John paid the phone bill, maybe we'll be able to get a call or two in, which would be great. If you didn't pay the bill, just keep chatting with us in everybody's Subota Ray YDV. I'm not sure who that is. Please tell us what club you're from and just let us know. We appreciate you checking in. All right. So before we get to our guest, I got to tell you a quick little story about how I met our guest, if I may. So about 2 months ago, myself, Rick Upchurch, and George Miklos, my co-host for the Roundtable, we were sponsoring a fundraiser event for the American Suicide Prevention Organization, the Nevada chapter. And so when we got there, there was about 40, 45 vendors. It was a great day. It was a little windy. So the three of us are walking along the vendors, and this one booth had this gal, and I say gal, I'm being really, this young gal, maybe 5. I'm sure our guest will correct me on her daughter's age. And she stops me. And and again, I'm paraphrasing, and she kind of asks me, she goes, "Excuse me, sir." "Yes." "Oh, Nepal. Thank you, Douglas. All right, Nepal's checking in. Love it." And she stops me and says, "Excuse me, sir." She says, "Do you feel stress every once in a while?" And I started laughing. I'm like,
just a little bit.
And I said, well, yes, I do. Why do you ask? And she says, "Because when you're stressed, you need to take a moment for yourself." With that, I turned to my left and I'm looking into the booth, and there I met Melissa Atwell. You can bring her up on screen, John. Not only was she watching what I was chatting with her daughter, but here's the point. She was watching, but poor Melissa, it was a windy day that day. And she's in the back of her booth trying to hold on to her banner like the helium balloon was going to take off with her. And she wanted to join the guy, but I think it worked out because I think she was proud of her daughter for engaging a guy that obviously she didn't know. But listening to her daughter, that's the best marketing and branding you can have when a young person like that stops and talks to you about mental health. With that, I'm pleased to say that Melissa and I have become great friends since that time. And Melissa joins us today on behalf of her program called The Mental Health Moment, a new sponsor, by the way, to this very show. And because I like her a little bit, I run it on Aaron's Hour every once in a while too. But I love this gal. We have so much in common when we chatted that I'm so glad, Val, that Melissa was she took medication to get on the show today because she was very nervous. I told her, "Don't worry, we got you covered." So welcome, Melissa.
I sometimes medicate myself too, Melissa. Don't worry about it.
I got my M&Ms. I'm medicated with sugar. There you go. See, there.
Nice.
Anyway, welcome, Melissa. Good to see you.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Melissa, I totally resonated with your bio, and I think I shared that a little bit earlier. And so please know that you're such an amazing shiro of mine. And so just learning from our amazing voice, how he got to meet you, I feel so thankful that you're here. And I think when people hear your story, they're going to want to have a little bit of you in their world. So.
Oh my gosh, this is so encouraging. It's just like, thank you so much. Because we can definitely get in our heads at times. So can I give a little background on the mental health moment?
Say, Aaron is saying a whole lot of stuff that sounded brilliant, but he's muted. So I think yes.
Something happened with my mic. My mic kept off. I didn't touch it, I swear. So yeah, give us how it started, but I want to know.
My world.
Shut up, John. Put a quarter in the slot. Just how old was your daughter, or is your daughter that I chatted?
The one you were talking to, she is about to turn 8.
Oh, 8. Okay, I shortchanged her.
All right. She is. That was actually her first event that she came with, like the organization in the booth. My older one, who is about to turn 10, is very in tune with mental health awareness, which has been very cool for both of them to do this with me, because the importance of it is beyond, it is so important, the awareness of it.
The thing that I like to ask a lot of our guests when it comes to businesses or entertainers, what was the aha moment for you? Because everybody does something for a reason. Okay. Val does what she does for a reason. John, me, everybody. So I've got to ask you, what was and when was your aha? And now I've got your bio, so I'm cheating, of course, but I also know you. What was your aha moment when you said, that's it, I've had enough. I've got to do something not only for myself to get better or how I handle this, but something that I can do for others. Talk about that.
So I realized I'm born and raised in Las Vegas. So I'm a UNLV graduate. I've worked in food and beverage in the casino, hotel industry. So I've just kind of had that background in those areas, and also have experienced how you're treated when you're in certain areas, certain positions, especially as a woman. So when I was 21, I was working at a pool, and I had a manager just be very unkind to me, but it was one of those things that I'm kind of thankful for it now, because it smacked me in the face, and it was like, okay, like I am feeling low. I am feeling unworthy, not enough. What is going on here? I wasn't raised understanding what mental health was. I didn't even know it was a thing, honestly, until I was in my 20s. So once I had that awareness, I was able to start. I went into therapy, did get on some medicine, was able to kind of start my journey. But then fast forward, once COVID happened, that was the kind of light switch of I had hit my low, and I had felt so alone. I had felt, if I'm being very, very honest, I felt the world was better off without me. So I hit my low, but sometimes when we hit our low, we're able to bounce back up. And I was able to see slowly that I was not alone. Because at times, for me personally, I would think I'm crazy. And I would tell myself I must be the only person who's experiencing this. And so once COVID happened, I realized how much we are all alike, and we are all having this unique human experience and a unique mental health journey. So my main thing behind this, honestly, starting this was I wanted to show people that they were not alone. And there are, just because I share my journey, it might not resonate with everybody, but helping people see that they can be vulnerable, they can be open, and they can share their story, it's going to help somebody heal, and it also helps us heal too.
Absolutely.
Good, Val.
I felt like I was talking a lot there.
No.
It's okay.
This is your time. This is your time, Alyssa. It's
Okay.
one thing to talk about the mental health moment, but it's very important that people understand the foundation as to where and how this all started. So whatever's part of that story is perfectly good. Go ahead, Val.
Well, one of the things that when I was looking at your bio, in my world, I call it breaking the fingernail moment, because I can handle every crisis. I, can go from being a volunteer firefighter to helping do counseling. But that moment when I break my fingernail is when I lose it. And you talked about that manager. And so I was hoping that you would share that story, because there are a lot of people that will identify with the unkindness, if you're comfortable with that.
I would love to share that. This actually might also be healing for me, partially because
we'll send you a bill. That's okay.
And I definitely, I was at a point in my life where I just turned 21 in a city where it's a party city, a lot going on, a lot to keep up with, a lot of expectations. Everything is about how you look and kind of who you know. And in certain areas, it's amazing because the city is so small and we all really can connect. But at the same time, you're also not given maybe the same opportunity as someone else. So I was working for a boss at the pool, and he was so brutally I say so brutally honest, but to the point where it was like he would demean people and put people down and comment on your weight, your looks, in my bio, I mentioned how my toenails were not properly painted. And, that kind of nitpicking, honestly, for me, it scarred me. And it's taken me a long time to really unlearn that foundation that was set for me as a young adult. And I had to work past this, like, I worry about what everybody thinks. I worry about, and it took me so long to start the nonprofit because I was so worried about what everybody else was going to think, especially when it comes to mental health. It's still a topic that I'm so happy it really is coming more and more into the light, but it's still very taboo. So, and it has so I had it, and then I experienced moving forward, a few more different instances working in like the corporate human resources area of just sexual harassment, hostile work environments. And I really just kind of became numb to what was going on in my life. And I was just kind of going through the motions. And then once the manager said something about my toes, my toenail polish, I was like, I realized how much I was not being myself. I was not me anymore. I was in this days of just living day to day. I had no emotion, no feeling. And once I had that realization of like, okay, I have control over this. I get to decide. And a lot of my also for starting the mental health moment comes from my upbringing. Like I'm the oldest. I have 2 younger brothers, and it was always like, man up. Like, like we don't talk about emotions. We don't cry. Like if somebody passes away, we're going to, we're going to process this quick and then we're going to move on. So, I really do want my girls, and it's been amazing too, my husband, like we've been able to grow in a mental health kind of just space of understanding how important it is to show them and to teach them just the awareness factor of what it all is. It's not a secret. So I just, I want to help the next, sorry if I keep saying too, but I want to, in our mission statement, it ends with generation to generation. A big thing for me is there is no one generation, one specific group of people that are going through a mental health journey. We are all going through a mental health journey.
That's a great spot right there. I want to stop for our first commercial break because I think what you said is very profound, is that everybody has those moments. It's about recognition, and if it's something that needs to be supported. So with that, that's terrible. You're watching Kiwanis Connects with Melissa Atwell. We'll be right back.
Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you stressed? Remember to take a moment for your mental health. At the Mental Health Moment, we believe in the power of self-care and community support. Our mission is to encourage and empower individuals across generations to prioritize their mental well-being. Through community, awareness, resources, and education, or CARE, we're here to support you every step of the way. Join us at the Mental Health Movement. Visit our website, thementalhealthmoment.org, or follow us on our social media platforms, because your mental health matters. Remember, take a moment for your mental health.
Hi, welcome back. Nice commercial, Melissa.
That's amazing. Amazing.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
And I did hear the word where I put in the word movement by accident, but I think where it ended up being an accident, I think, like you said, is perfectly fine.
Yep.
Melissa Atwell is our guest today. She's the founder of the mental health moment. Joining us today, just sharing the first. If you missed the beginning, of course, just remember you can go back YouTube, Facebook, Roku, and catch the beginning of where Melissa shares her story. What was the foundation to the start of the mental health moment? Very good. 702-992-3207. Call. Ask Melissa a question. Are you going through something right now? She has a plethora of resources I'm sure she can help give you. All right, Ms. Val, take it away.
Well, I just wanted, it's bringing up a story that I wanted to share, and it's related to Kiwanis. There are two Kiwanians that helped save my life because they actually took the time to see me at probably my absolute lowest. And so I was working 15 hours a day, 6 days a week, and I was lieutenant governor, and I was doing some things on the national level. And both of them came and volunteered, and they looked at me and they said, "You need to go to the hospital. You don't look right. You need to go to the hospital." I'm like, "I need to finish this, and then I'll go tomorrow." And I did go. I had never taken myself in because I'm always taking care of other people, and discovered that if I hadn't gone to the hospital, I wouldn't be here today because I was bleeding internally. I had ulcers. I had it looked like a hernia that looked like Jiffy Pop. If you remember it as a kid, the Jiffy Pop on the stove.
Oh, yeah.
I was internally falling apart. And two Kiwanians who noticed that I wasn't taking care of myself said, "Hey, stop. You're important." So.
Self-awareness, sometimes people make light of this, but when you're going through the AA program, right? Mm-hmm. And we say this really about any addiction, but I hear it more prominently when someone has to the first step to any recovery is admitting we have a problem.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I had a problem 24 years ago when my mom passed. It took a little story, and I shared this with Melissa. It took an article that I read in the USA Today. I was coming back from Northern Cali the year I was being promoted to immediate past lieutenant governor. And I read this 2 or 3 paragraph little story about Terry Bradshaw, former NFL quarterback and host of Fox Sunday Football. And a story was shared about how when he's on set and the light's green, you'd never know he's got any problems. Mm-hmm. But the minute that green light goes away and he goes back into his dressing room, the depression kicks right in right away. And it wasn't until he went to see a psychiatrist and got some medicinal support. That was the turning key for me, that I realized that a year of therapy where I thought it would help didn't really help enough. And I needed the medicinal support. But recognizing that, folks, is 99% of the issue, right, Melissa?
Once that awareness clicks and you have that kind of light switch of a moment, you realize just how important it is to really take care of yourself as a whole being, but your mental health is a priority.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Did I hear the phone ring in the background? So no phone call? All right.
It was someone inquiring whether I was happy with my long distance service.
Well, I hope you are.
I was going to say it was my uncle Habib from Nigeria. He's delivering my $100 million check.
As long as you give him the routing numbers, correct?
Yeah, exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good morning, Herman. How are you, sir? Good to see you, buddy. All right, so let's change gears. So you have the aha moment. Things are starting to get sort of back in line for you. Talk about the birth of the mental health moment, how long it's been active, all that sort of stuff. Let's talk about the organization now. And don't forget to give the website, even though it was in the commercial.
Okay, sweet. You might have to remind me again.
Okay, that's why we're here.
Okay, so we are 2.5 years old. We were founded in January of 2022. So after having that aha moment, realizing and a lot of it came from COVID and realizing, okay, we all have navigated COVID now. We have all been on this kind of playing field of like having this awareness of navigating a pandemic. And it was stressful. It was a lot. It was just everyone had their own journey, but we were able to all kind of see that we were all in the same space. So that really kicked off to me that there was a need for this. For a very long time, I took too long. I took way too long to start this just because I was so intimidated about what other people were going to think of me. Mm-hmm. And when it comes all the way back to it, the amount of people that I have had talk to me privately or talk to me on the side or leave a comment or write something, I know that like I am in the space that I am meant to be in. And for everyone out there, like, you just have to do it, and you have to do it scared, and people are going to judge, but that's not your problem. So I finally started, get my board together. We started doing a few booths. We would set up booths here and there. And that's when I had met Aaron at one of the walks at the event. And so we have raised thus far, we have $3,000 raised. And we are working towards, we have like these grand, I think sometimes we give ourselves unfair expectations and we want, results so quickly. I'm sorry, I'm using my hands too, but that's just me. We want results so quickly that it takes away from the journey and the process. So throughout this process, like to me, like, look how long it's taken, and $3,000 is a lot of money. So now we actually are working up towards this next year, we're working towards creating 3 new programs so that we can start, and then really fundraising and doing events so that we can be able to fund the programs that we want to do and be able to really help people. One of the big things that we do on our website, which in our website is www.thementalhealthmoment.org. And one of the things that we are really, really going towards is wanting to encourage people to share their truth, to share a moment of their mental health journey. And our mission, can I share our mission now, or is that
there a donate? Is there a donate button on the website?
Yes.
Okay, because that was a question that Douglas asked.
Yes, and we are now moving and transitioning into like a more professional website. So which has been amazing, but just learning it all as you go, it's been crazy. But I'm sorry, now I squirreled. What was I talking about?
That's right. Douglas just also copied the link from the website to make a donation. So Douglas, thank you for doing that. You were talking about the new website. We were talking about donations and your new programs.
So yes. So honestly, within the next year, we're hoping to be able to, with the truths, having people share their truth and having people take a moment for their mental health. That is kind of our motto, our big slogan. Our mission is to encourage and empower individuals to, quote, take a moment for your mental health, quote, generation to generation. We're all navigating a journey. So our vision is for the organization is CARE, and that is an acronym for community, awareness, resources, and education. So we want to care for mental health. So we want to we're trying to build all the areas now of not just, we have to put ourselves out in the community. I had just recently joined the Henderson Chamber of Commerce, and I have just met, like, I'm in my networking era. That's what I've been saying to people. So I've really had to put myself out there, but I also know that this is part of the journey. And the more I put myself out there, the more other people will be able to see and allow themselves and give themselves permission to feel, put themselves out there, process their emotions, and take care of themselves.
So Melissa, I'm sorry, Doc. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to step on you. Our last live show that we did before I went on hiatus garnered 63,000 views. Since then, we've been rerunning shows, and those views are just little wrinkles on top of everything else. So when this show goes up, I expect a huge response from people watching to catch the notices. So I just want to tell you that in the span of an hour, we're going to hit tens of thousands of people from all over the country and all over the world. Go ahead, Doc.
Well, and part of that is right in your own community. There are, 3,100 key clubbers, which are high school students that are under a lot of pressure and stress. And as they're going through their identity, being able to learn how to go through calm and care, it's like, that's the magic. The younger you get them. And so I'm hoping that you'll partner with, I think it's Green Valley Kiwanis and Hannah Santee. I'm going to do a shout out to Hannah, who works with all the key clubbers in Las Vegas. And she also is connected with UNLV's groups, because there are a couple of kindness groups that you would be a perfect partner with. And so I know not a number of people are listening and watching us. And so I'm hoping that this is also part of your networking process.
Oh, I just want to scream. Thank you so much. Like, thank you. Like, and that's just, yes, thank you. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yes. That is a huge, for me, a long-term goal for the mental health moment, to create a program that we're able to bring into schools, that we're able to bring in, and we have physical education. Why not have mental education?
Absolutely.
And, I think I've seen with my girls, the more I can bring awareness to it and allow them to like give themselves permission to be and feel, that the more it's more of a confident growth that I'm watching. And I didn't have that when I'm still learning that, and I'm in my 30s. So I want them to be able to have the opportunity to give themselves permission to take a moment for their mental health.
How much of your story,
or 10.
I'm sorry, how much of your story do your girls know?
Everything.
Okay. So if I may be so bold to say this, you were wishing for things for your kids to recognize and everything else. You know what? They had the best role model right there under their house on how to deal with stress, how you survive stress. I mean, Rocky Balboa said it best in his first Rocky Balboa movie. Life ain't easy. It's not about how, you get knocked down or how hard you get knocked. What is important is how you get back up and keep fighting. And you, in sharing your story and me getting to know you personally, you become the best role model for your daughters, because you're showing them, we go through stuff in life, but guess what? You get determined, you shake past it, and you set your goals differently and get your mind into a different direction, and you can get yourself righted, get back on the right track. So whatever you're doing, just keep doing it, because your daughters have better be, if they're not looking up to you as motivation, get them on the horn with me. I'll fix that right away. However, but seriously, I think you're the best model for your girls, aside from learning about the mental health moment, but just living it, having your downs, picking yourself back up by your bootstraps, all those cliches, to now where you've come full circle. You've learned from that to create something that is very valuable, not just to help them or people around you, but realistically to help people around the world. Not everybody can say or do that after going through struggles. So, sweetie, just don't lose sight of that.
Thank you. That's just, that's the evidence and like that reassurance that I really need. And Val, talking to you this morning about the bio, and thank you. Like, you have both given me a gift of just sharing with me and giving me that feedback, because it just shows me that and gives me evidence that I'm going in the right direction.
Oh, absolutely. There are so many authors out there right now. One of my favorites, he talks about you matter. And that mattering has really, it's been part of my mantra for the year of sending out cards to people saying you matter. And so how are you? Not just what are you doing, but how are you? And then I follow up with an email or a call. Those are the kind of things of making that transition. And when I think about what you're talking about, it's you're actually saying that we need to look at ourselves as people. And when we're interacting with others, they're people. We all are coming from different experiences, but some of our experiences are the same.
Mm-hmm. If I haven't said this before, I got to tell you how much I love Douglas. Besides him being my Batman supplier, which, by the way, I haven't gotten anything lately. Anyway, I digress. But he's all over this because if you're probably not watching the chat room there, Melissa, but
I'm not.
He's posted the Facebook link for the page. He's posted the link for the donations. He's posted the website. Okay. This is why a guy like Douglas Chadwick is so important to have around, because he catches these things and he helps our show by doing stuff like that to make it easier for everybody. And here's the best part. When people go back and watch the show again on Facebook or YouTube, all of these comments are still there. Mm-hmm. They're not just for today. So all of these website links and everything will still always be part of the video as long as we keep it up. So thank you, Douglas, for always being on top of doing what you do, not only in our chat room, but of course for Kiwanis as a whole.
Thanks, Doug.
Yeah, Douglas. I'm trying to come up, Val, you know me when it comes to wanting to support our guests. Mm-hmm. And usually I come up with something pretty slick to try to do a quick on-the-air fundraiser of something. And I'm sitting here as you're asking the questions, and I'm trying to come up with something. Because, we've had some pretty good success doing stuff on the moment, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So I can't come up with anything.
I've just been thinking that we need to do a matching grant between one of our clubs and with Melissa to help spearhead this, because mental health and kids' mental health is our governor's focus this year. So Governor Carroll has been focusing on kids' mental health and fundraising. So there is a resource. So if we could do a matching grant, so if you guys could donate $25, $5, so that we can get a matching grant, because we have to show that there's a match. So maybe our goal is $500 of matching that you spend for today. So if you guys sent in $5 or $10 to that donation site, Melissa, let us know, and we'll show that through our Kiwanis Club that we can get a matching grant with our CNH, which is California, Nevada, Hawaii district, but also the International has a matching grant. So let's triple our money.
We've got to get you to become a member of Kiwanis, Melissa. And worst case scenario, Val, we should put Melissa in touch with Carol and let them have a direct conversation. So we're Douglas says $20 already in the pot. Thank you, Douglas.
I have a challenge. Anyone who goes to the website today before the end of the show and donates $500, I will do next week's show topless.
Oh, wow. Do you think that's going to help?
How about $500 not to go topless?
Do it.
But I'll tell you what.
Okey-dokey.
$500 in 22 minutes. That's going to be a challenge, but let's do it. But here's what I'm going to do from this end. Can we pay you not to be topless? Yes, Maritza, I'm in on that one. What I will do is I'm going to up the ante. He got $20 in there. I'll get online and I'm going to pump in $100 for you from me from the East Coast, because we are now coast to coast. So that's 120. That means we only need $380 in the next 40 minutes. I'm almost afraid to remind people bad dad jokes are on the way. We could lose some listeners. But nonetheless, hey, maybe we ought to do like donation per bad dad joke not to tell.
We got 20 minutes. So anybody that donates or matches Aaron's donation can get a free commercial from us at WWDB TV. How's that?
Wow.
Awesome. Right. And so I'm going to see how much I've got on Venmo. So I'm not going to be able to tell you until I know how much I got on Venmo as to how much I can donate.
All right. So let's see. Can you
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much from like the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Maritza, go to thementalhealthmoment.org. Melissa is the founder of this organization that helps people deal with stress, helps with ideas and resources, and help people kind of get out of their own head and get themselves rerouted. When you get a chance after we're done, you can go back to the first segment. Melissa shares her story, but this is to help support.
It's on the screen.
Oh, there you go. Douglas has shared. That's the link. So we're hoping to support Melissa, who I've known now for a while. Great cause to help donate for mental health awareness resources and support and the events that they have. So I got 100. Douglas has 20. Val to be determined. So we have at least 380 left to go, maybe probably less depending upon what Val can do. So we have 20 minutes. So here's what I'd like to do. While we're at this point, getting those donations in and working this live fundraiser, let's step aside for a break a little early. Come back to this. Do you have any Val on the road today, Val?
I do.
Okay, so we got
I
Val
have my
on the
Wow
road.
and Val on the road.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah.
Val on the road, more with Melissa, fundraising we do. And of course, as always, you can't hide from it, Andy. Your favorite segment of the show, dudes, coming up. Bad Dad Jokes. I'm Aaron. That's Val. That's Melissa Atwell, entrepreneur, mental health moment, and friend. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Edgar Alejandro. I'm the co-founder of Rising Again Productions. So we've been here in Vegas producing films for the past couple of years, and we've seen our fair share of studios. We worked in our fair share of studios, and to be honest, WWDB TV has been our favorite by far. John is so welcoming. The space is wonderful. It's perfect for what we need. We've had rehearsals here. We've had callbacks here. We've had table reads here. So if you're a Vegas creative, or really just a creative coming into Vegas, definitely check out this space. Chat with John. I think you'll find that this studio has everything that you'll need as well.
The Kiwanis Club of Folsom Lake is a group of fun, passionate people from all different backgrounds and interests who are dedicated about making our community a better place for children. We have 3 fundraising events throughout the year which allow us to support an after-school program for disadvantaged kids, high school scholarships, sponsors Key Club in high schools, and supports the Kiwanis Family House, which builds a supportive, healing community around families who are impacted by medical emergencies. Come check us out by visiting our website, www.folsomlakekiwanis.org. Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you stressed? Remember to take a moment for your mental health. At the Mental Health Moment, we believe in the power of self-care and community support. Our mission is to encourage and empower individuals across generations to prioritize their mental well-being. Through community, awareness, resources, and education, or CARE, we're here to support you every step of the way. Join us at the Mental Health Movement. Visit our website, thementalhealthmoment.org, or follow us on our social media platforms, because your mental health matters. Remember, take a moment for your mental health.
All right, we are back. We are back. Okay, so I just went on the website and mentalhealthmoment.org. And of course, there's the donate link at the top, blue button, or you can follow the link that Douglas put in there. I will fill this out, and as soon as I get off the air, you'll have my donation in there. And let's see, Douglas says Kiwanis Thursday Club Foundation will donate 48 furries to Melissa's organization. It is a sensory plush ball and helps with anxiety and stress for kids. Bravo.
Yes.
Very cool.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Now we just need somebody to donate $1 for each of one of those, and let's get another 48 bucks in the till, shall we, please?
Oh my gosh.
We're scratching and clawing.
All right. I will be able to do 50.
All right, there you go.
All right. With all the traveling that's going on, that's the best I can do right now.
Oh,
but hopefully we'll be able
great.
to help. All
That's
right.
great.
All right. You know, Melissa, it is so amazing. And so one of the things, what's the program that you're getting ready to put into place? You said you have 3 programs that you're working on. So what's the first one?
I'm actually going to talk with John here after, but we want to start doing a one-on-one weekly podcast, kind of having someone come in and share their truth, just being raw, open, vulnerable, and be able to put that out once a week. We also do want to keep taking opportunities to set up our booth, our booth that almost flew away at the walk, but that was scary, but be able to create, like collateral and be able to print and produce shirts and stuff like that to just be able to raise money and bring our booth out. But one of the other things that we are working towards is doing more of and I'm using the word roundtable because that's just the only word that I can think of, but being able to do every other month have people meet in one space, and we are going to almost like an AA meeting and be able to openly talk in groups with people. For example, the first one that we were talking about creating is on grief and how that relates to mental health. And so that, or anxiety and stress and how that relates to mental health. What would be amazing is to do this also with kids, be able to have children and their parent, their guardian come with them and be able to experience it together and openly like talk together in these different small groups.
Very cool.
Love it.
One of the things I did want to mention also, I think at times I will have people say, you started a mental health nonprofit, you must have all of your mental health together. And that is the furthest thing from the truth. And I want to really reiterate that mental health does not have this kind of finish line. It is a ongoing dance, a lifelong dance of managing and learning and gaining knowledge and wisdom about yourself and figuring out who you are and taking care of your mental health and then being able to put that out into the world. It takes time. This process, I have a funny saying I'm going to share in a minute, but that I had heard, but we want that instant gratification. And, like we go and get fast food. We want that quickly, but healing takes time. This isn't Amazon Prime. And I love it. That's my mom joke.
That's great.
But I just really want to reiterate that this is. Yeah. Oh my God.
By the way, yeah, that's that. I love it. Now I'm going to have to compete with mom jokes now. Great.
I really just want to reiterate the fact that it's a lifelong, you go through seasons, we go through ups and downs. If I'm being totally and completely honest, I am coming out of a very, very low right now and trying just to find my way back from all the emotions, all the feelings. So I've had my highs, I've had my lows, but we're able to do it and feel all those emotions together. Mm-hmm. It's more about the process and really like learning about who you are and gaining that confidence within yourself and seeing your truth and speaking it.
I have a quick update. Okay. I don't know why Douglas messaged this to me direct rather than in the chat room, but I need to make sure if you could, Melissa, offline or via email or text, send me your mailing address and information because Douglas has 100 plus blank T-shirts that he would love to ship to you that you can have printed, anything that you need. So,
oh my gosh,
as well as to mail the furries. So I should know it, but I don't. So just email it or text it to me.
No, I would definitely. Yes.
Right?
Thank you.
I just sent my 100. We got 20 that went in, 50 from Val. That's $270. If anybody else has donated, we got 11 minutes left. Please let us know so we can add it to the till and see if we can hit that $500 in the next 11 minutes. All right. Before we wrap up, with Melissa, John, let's go to Val on the road, please.
Okay.
Right now.
Yeah, right now. Today.
Rev up the car.
Oh, I love it. Love it. So this coming week, I'm going somewhere I never thought I would ever go. It's not just Mississippi, but I'm going to Tupelo, Mississippi. And so I'm going to be at their district convention next Thursday through Sunday. And so I wanted to share that with you in case reception isn't good. We may have to find somebody to be a co-host with you. Maybe it's Douglas. I don't know.
There you go. That'll be fun.
But it's really exciting because their focus is on literacy. Mm-hmm. And so taking 100 books with me and a couple of other fun things so that I can participate fully and also represent our Rose Float Club. And so it's going to be a fun, quick trip. So
Love it.
absolutely.
If you're going to Tupelo, Mississippi, please bring me some honey.
Okay, John, I'll have a lot of space in my suitcase on the way back.
You already have a girlfriend, John. You don't need more honey.
Oh, I'm not even going there.
What can I tell you?
I'm not a good matchmaker, so you do not want to count
That's
on
a
that.
sticky subject anyway.
Doesn't matter. It wasn't a good match the first time if you hear it from John, so it doesn't matter. Hey, want to remind everybody, Icon next year will be in, of course, Pittsburgh, and it is on my calendar. I am hoping and planning to make arrangements to get up there to see everybody for international. And at the end of August, and I'll be darned if I can remember the Capital District Convention is happening at the end of August, and I'm hoping to check the calendar. Maybe I'll make my first appearance at a decon here in the Capital District.
If you could represent our literacy club, that would be wonderful. And maybe we can get you a table and all that kind of fun stuff. That would be awesome.
We got the Literacy Club, we've got the Rose Flow Club, but of course, more importantly, we also have customized commercials.
Yes.
So you guys saw the commercial today for Melissa. We saw the commercial for Folsom Kiwanis Club with Herman and Company. Those commercials are available. Lieutenant governors all over the world. You guys got to get on this. It's branding, folks. $250 for 30 seconds, $300 for 60, $350 for 90, and the first $50 of each of those, guess what? Comes a fundraiser for the Kiwanis Rose Float Club, courtesy of those commercials. Customized fully for an event, your club, however you want to use it. And you business people who are also Kiwanis in these clubs, if you want a commercial for your business, something you want to sell, something you want to talk about, maybe just do a commercial about eating pasta. It don't matter to us. If you're a Kiwani, you're going to get the same Kiwanis rate. So please, plus those funds help keep this show on the air, ladies and gentlemen. So if you don't want to miss Val, if you don't want to miss bad dad jokes, if you don't want to miss guests like Melissa, please consider those commercials. Email me, KiwanisConnectsInfo@gmail.com. Nancy Pearson and Kiwanis Club of Los Gatos are the most recent club that'll be jumping on board. We're just waiting for them. So thank you, Nancy. Thank you for everybody. All right. So before I really bring the show down with bad dad jokes, Val, you want to do a recap with Melissa?
Well, I wanted to actually say to Melissa, this shouldn't be the last time that you come on the show, because I think that what you're doing is so in tune with where our communities are at. In the California, Nevada, Hawaii district alone, we have 34,000 kiddos that are from Builders Club, which is in the elementary school level, all the way up through our Circle K, which is in college, that are struggling because many of them experienced some major trauma during the COVID era. And now it's no longer acceptable to blame it on the pandemic. It's not acceptable to talk about the PTSD that comes from that. And so it is impacting kiddos across, I know it's across the world, but especially ours that are saying, I don't feel like I'm good enough. I don't think I'm doing enough. Before the pandemic, they used to do whatever, fill in the blank. And we just don't have whatever it takes to do the same level of interaction. So I am hoping that you'll be that step into helping those kiddos, especially since we have almost 10% of them right there in Las Vegas. So
absolutely.
That is the long-term goal, is to really get involved with the youth and with the all grade levels. I know it's a little harder, like going in and working with kids versus like 18 and over, but with these connections that I've made, these relationships, and that I'm about to make and meet everyone, like this is what helps.
John,
what is John doing to Melissa? Oh my goodness.
Folks,
I'm busy.
This is what happens when my buddy Ricky Cash takes over the camera. Wow, that's happened before and out of nowhere. So if anybody got seasick just then, I apologize.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that was... John, tell Ricky to leave, will you? All right. So I went onto the Mental Health Moment website for a second here, and I don't know if you know what the number was before for today's show, Miss Melissa. But there are now a total of 4 donations in there. And you have, it's creeping up slowly. I think there was about, so far, 2 donations. There's 2 more, and you're up to about $153 in there right now so far. So that's 2 donations, plus the furries, plus the shirts, and all these other donations that are going to come on. Douglas, this is a great idea. Sounds like a single-purpose Kiwanis Club in the making. Val, what do you think about that idea?
I just put it in our private chat, which is Kiwanis Care Club. I feel it.
Uh-oh.
So, Doug, you and I are on the same wavelength. Let's work together because I think that this is a thing.
Yeah. Melissa has no idea what she's just stepped herself into.
She has no idea what she's got herself into.
I'm ready. Like I just want my biggest thing from the very beginning. If I can help one person, that is the goal. And if they're able to take that and put that out into the world, then that is amazing. We're all one. We're all doing this life together.
Thank you, Delia. Another $25 donation just kicked into the pot. So thank you, Delia. Greatly appreciate that.
Thank you. I want to scream.
Keep it coming. We have 4 more minutes. So Douglas says, Val, we have resources. Okay, so here's the thing. Melissa, you're going to call me later and say, Aaron, what did you just get me into? Trust me. I didn't know half of this was coming, but you're going to be in good hands. $178. Thank you, Douglas. So listen, guys, we got 3 minutes. I'll tell you what, you hit 500 in the next 2 minutes, I will not do bad dad jokes.
Oh, please, you've got to do bad dad jokes.
Okay. Yeah, because Andy's watching.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the jokes in one of my other books, Joke for a Day. This is jokes based on the calendar. I'm going to share jokes for the Fridays that we were on hiatus, and then I'll finish it off with the one on my birthday, July 5th. How's that sound?
And then I get to do my wow, right?
Of course.
Absolutely.
That's how we're going to end it that way, of course. Did you want to do your wow now?
No, go for it.
Okay, here we go.
Dad jokes.
June 14th joke. Why did the poor dog chase his own tail? He was trying to make both ends meet. I like the other girl better, John.
I do too.
Where did the school kittens go for their field trip? To the Meowseum.
Ooh.
I didn't like that one as much.
No, not even a laugh. No.
What does a sea monster eat?
Seashells?
Fish and chips. Oh, I got it.
Is that an orca joke?
That's why we were on hiatus.
Right. Well, I'm going to do this one from June 29th because I just read it. I think it's pretty funny. You all will catch it. It's a little inside, but I think most of you will get it. What do you call a lady with one leg longer than another?
Skippy?
See? I knew John would get it. Go ahead, John.
Eileen!
There you go. There you go. My wife's on the show and she don't even know it.
Oh, goodness.
Honest to God, that was in the book. Usually
That was a good one.
Was it good? We used
Yeah.
to call her IHOP, but now she's a joke. Anyway. Last but not least, for July 5th, which was my birthday. It's a Thursday, but we'll get away with it. At what sport do waiters do so well? Anybody? Tennis, because they're really good at serving. With that, ladies and gentlemen, that closes us out for Bad Dad Jokes for the week. Thank goodness. Andy, you check, please. Mr. Nagel, now that we're on the same time zone, buddy, you can't. Mary, thank you very much. Another $25 just hit the kitty. Thank you, Mary. All right. So, Andy, I got to have a thumbs up. I got to know if you approved it there. Andy approved. Then I know I've done good. With that, Val, take it away.
Well, and Happy Price is in the room, and so she goes by Mary. Her name is Mary, but it's actually Happy Price, and I love seeing her in our chat room because she actually represents what I'm wearing. I gotta get the right side. My Kiwanis shirt, and that's because I'm putting in a new segment. It's called Kiwanis things that make me go, wow. And the Kiwins of the Goldstone Kiwins actually went and served at something called Foster Love in Southern California. And it's a dynamic foster kid program that focuses in on making foster kids feel loved and accepted. And so they made me go, wow, because they spent their whole day building bags, doing thank you notes. And I can't say enough. So at some point, I wanted to make sure that the Kiwins got that shout out, because Kiwins is the second Key Club district that we have. And there isn't any other district that has 2 Key Club districts in their borders. So that's my wow.
Right on. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. I'm trying to find the story, and I may have put it on the Kiwanis Connects page talking about wows. Val, did you see the picture that I posted of a couple, 2 Kiwanians? I want to say, I don't even want to take a guess as to what district they're from, but they fell in love when they both joined Kiwanis. They met each other in a Kiwanis meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what the program was at a recent meeting?
What?
They got married at the meeting. So I'm quickly, oh, here it is. I found it. Excellent. So it's a Kiwanis love story. Eric Davenport, president of the Kiwanis Club of LaGrange, Georgia, met Tasha Hubbard at a club meeting last year. So they decided to get married at a club meeting. Congratulations. It is on the Kiwanis Connects Facebook page. You can read more about it. Congratulations to them. So that's the first I've ever heard of somebody getting married at a Kiwanis meeting. So wow. God bless them. All right, folks, that does it for this week. Thank you for all your donations. Keep them coming to support the Mental Health Moment, mentalhealthmoment.org. Donate. And we love you for your support and everything. Melissa, you know how I feel about you. I love you. We'll talk offline, and we'll keep this thing growing. Doc Val, as always.
Thank you, everyone, so much.
As always, Doc Val, close us out if you would.
You know, this is an amazing experience to spend time with you. So aloha, everybody, and have a great week.
And that will put an end to this week's show meeting.
Woo-hoo.